So, what are some of the good things about Battlefield 4? Well, it's not just me that has some good things to say today. I'm here with my good friend Dolce, and we had a chat about some of the good things in Battlefield 4. It gets a lot of hate, this game, and we thought we'd shed some light on what we think are some of the best things in Battlefield 4.
So, the first thing that I really enjoy on the Battlefield are, of course, the maps. I know in the last one we talked about how horrible the maps are, but they're so beautiful. I really like the look of the maps and the look of everything and the amount of detail that they put in the game. And this goes into the weapons as well. There's just so much detail into everything. What do you think about that?
Oh, definitely. I mean, like, I think the people that can showcase that, I know that you've done cinematics and things like that, but the ultimate example is when Birdu takes a screenshot at like 8,000 pixels by 6,000 pixels, and it just looks like pin sharp. And you can tell just how much effort they put into the textures, the player models, the weapons, the camos, everything. I mean, you barely go up to a texture in BF4 and think it's muddy, because you can walk up to rocks, and even the rocks look realistic. So it's like every part of the game has just been made to make sure that it's as beautiful as it can be. And maybe that's like a side effect of why the maps don't play as well as some of the previous Battlefield games, because they look so much better than previous Battlefield games.
It is insane. Like, the engine they have now, the Frostbite engine, it can do wonderful things. The game just looks so amazing. That's something that I really enjoy about Battlefield, is the amount of detail they put into everything.
Oh, definitely.
And it goes to, like, the sounds even. They sound amazing. The sounds are amazing.
I mean, we know that the Frostbite engine has always been famed for its sound. I mean,
oh, yeah.
I would still argue that the Bad Company 2 has a for me a more satisfying sound engine, but overall you cannot fault how well the sound works in BF4. And for me it's like objectional. So if you're standing like in the middle of a square, that the gun sounds change whether something's hanging over the top of you or if you're inside a building. Or if you're firing the deagle inside, it's like a subdued sound, whereas if you're outside, it can be much louder. Those subtle changes are really, really cool within the engine. I really like that.
Oh yeah, I love it. Something else I really like is, and a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but I quite like the idea of Levolution. Now, I'm not talking about the big scale sort of like scripted Levolution where something falls down and it's like every time it's the same thing. Like the building falls down, there's a bunch of dust and rocks everywhere and it's impossible to see. I'm not really talking about that. I'm talking about the small scale stuff like opening and closing gates, which can essentially like block a passage for the enemy. Or, you know, you put up those spikes so that vehicles drive over it and, like, disables their tires. I know it doesn't really do that, but it could do that in the future, like maybe in Hardline, where you know, put up spikes and it disables the tires, basically. Or it blocks tanks off like it does now in Battlefield 4. I really like that. That's something that goes unnoticed often, I find.
Yeah, I think that Levolution is a really cool part of it, and I'm very much the same as you. I don't like the set pieces as much. I call them set pieces because, like, Caesar Shanghai Tower coming down, it's just a massive event. I like the smaller things where you can shoot the fire extinguishers and it spews out a load of smoke. And not that it's like a massive change, but if you do that and you can run across the alleyway without somebody seeing you, you create yourself a massive advantage. It's like interacting with the environment, and I know you can interact in a lot of other games, but I don't know many other games that you can use it so tactfully as Battlefield 4, and just some of the things they put in, they must have really thought, well, if we put that in, that could make somebody get across the alleyway, loop around, and you could stab somebody in the back. So, and I think it's all been put there on purpose. It wasn't just by accident they thought, oh, we'll put that in there. They obviously thought that out as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I remember how excited I got when I first opened the containers on Siege of Shanghai Domination.
Yes.
I got excessively excited about that.
I mean, it's just like, it's a logical step, but at the same time, no one else has really done it. So it's like, well, now that it's in a real mainstream game, and we've come to expect it now. So when we move forward to Hardline, and I think we'll expect a lot more of that, and I think they'll have refined Levolution a bit more, because it's not like the first generation one anymore. They'll have worked with the DICE team, Visceral, and they'll have gone, right, okay, what worked, what didn't work, what can we get away with, what's too much, what's too little, and they'll have refined it a lot more, I think. So people saying, oh, it's just Levolution, they might not feel that way anymore. They might go, oh, I can set that off, that'll do that, I can loop around the back and do this and all that the other. It'll be much more refined, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I just love the idea of being able to interact with everything, opening doors, closing alleyways and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of it.
I think for me, like, weapon customization is another big thing. The fact that you can change so much.
Oh,
I mean, I know there's some cosmetic things, but overall, like on the weapon screen, the customization screen, the way you can see what you're doing to change it, is a really nice way of doing things. I think they could go a little bit further though. Do you remember the Medal of Honor system where your gun actually moved around?
I love that system.
And it was like on a pivot, and the guy would pick it up to show you what's actually changed. I think that
it was amazing.
Yeah, and like, that's still all built on the Frostbite engine, and the customization in Battlefield 4, you just play however you want, and that's a really cool factor.
Exactly. I was just about to mention that. Like, I just love the customization, and I see a lot of people saying, it's too much. You don't need that. There's just too much stuff, too much sights, too much weapons. No, I want more. I like to customize my weapon, and I know that a lot of the sights are like the same. You don't really get an advantage when you use that attachment over the other one. But I just love to play around with the look of my weapon, because I often will pick my loadout depending on the look of it. Like, I want my weapon to look badass.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm a massive fan of the garish camos. I really like them. Like, the one at the moment I'm using is Firefighter, and it's just orange, red, yellow all over the screen, and I could be on, I don't know, like the middle of the propaganda map, which is quite grey, and suddenly my gun is just like a neon light in the middle, and it's just like, I really like that. And I know a lot of people might not feel the same way, but then there are camos that are more subtle, and there are so many of them, and there's so many different ways you can play that anybody would be happy just to pick it up. There's always one combination for everybody, let's put it that way.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I just love the customization. And I wish they would go a little bit more in depth with it on the vehicles as well. I mean, they've gotten pretty in depth now in Battlefield 4. But like adding different little, I don't know, like turrets on tanks or something like that, like more countermeasures. I would love to see things like that.
Yeah, definitely. I think one more thing, it might only be something really, really small, but I like the reload. It's tiered. You know, like you could be halfway through a reload, and suddenly an enemy comes around the corner. You switch to your pistol, bang, 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 you get him in the head, and then you switch back, and your reload's half done for you. You just stick the magazine back in, and away you go. Like, in previous Battlefield titles, you step back to Battlefield 3 now, and how infuriating it is that that doesn't happen in Battlefield 3, and you have to go through the whole animation again. It's a really cool feature, and it's one that probably people don't notice that much, but I think it's really, really cool.
It really is. It's so useful. I remember how excited I got for it at first as well when the game came out. I was like, holy, this works! This totally works! Like, we've all heard about it, you know, throughout the news that they leaked about it when they said tier loadouts were going to be a thing.
Yeah.
And, oh my god, I was so excited when it actually came to life, when it actually happened. That was something else that I really enjoy about just Battlefield and the development team behind it. This ties in with, again, the bad video. But how much effort have they put in to actually make and shape the game, and you know, and into the state that it is now? And even now, they're still improving it. Like, after Hardline is going to be released, they're still going to be putting in efforts to, you know, shape the Battlefield towards a better game, basically.
Yeah, I really do agree. I mean, I'm just like anybody. We're here to just play the game. We have our own outlet to express our opinion, and I think that just makes us a little bit more visible, and we can attract a little bit of... You got a kickback from people saying that, oh, Battlefield 4 is broken, and you're just saying it's fixed because it is. And it's like, no, it's because I can actually see how the development team have gone about their business. Fair enough, it took them a little while before they actually stepped in and said, right, we need to fix something here. It took them a few months after release, and to be fair, they should have just stepped in straight away and done something about it. But now that the game is working again, I'm not saying I'm forgetting what has happened, but I can definitely give them a pat on the back and say, look, you've done really, really well now. You've really said you were going to fix the game, and you actually have. And we should give them a round of applause for it, because I know that it's had its problems. The game's not brilliant. like all the time, but if you're playing with your friends now, like we were saying in the bad video, the netcode is so much better. You can have a really good time in Battlefield 4 now.
Oh yeah, I definitely can. Definitely. They've done lots of improvements. So that's the thing. They didn't have to. The whole CTE aspect of things, like they didn't have to do the CTE. They did not have to, but they did it anyways. And it's a great thing. And what I love about it is that people can submit their own fixes, or not fixes, but like new gameplay features to implement into the game. And if the CTE team says, yeah, I'll give it a try, they'll do it.
Yeah, that's a really cool part of it. And I mean, I think one more thing I'd just like to add on the end, and it's the same thing where they don't have to do something, but they do it anyway. And for me, it's the Easter eggs in Battlefield 4. I mean, you could go. They've gone above and beyond any other developer I've ever heard of for the amount of Easter eggs. And like it's been said many times that they should be focusing on the game, and it's like, well, they are. These guys are doing that in their spare time. They're not doing it because they have to do it. They're doing it because they want to do it. Like the Megalodon, I don't think anyone expected that. I mean, the Phantom program was just inspired. It made people think in like a way that you would never think about a game like that, where let's solve the puzzle, let's find the next bit. That's really, really cool, and it's like a game within a game sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely. That's the thing that I like about Easter eggs. I know a lot of people don't really like it, and they'll complain like, "Oh, fix the game! Don't put in this time to make these Easter eggs." But like you said, they don't. It's in their spare time. And in the end, it brings the community together. And it's fun. It's just fun.
That's the main part. As long as now, like, we can say that the good things about Battlefield are still there from previous titles. It is a fun game to play. Fair enough, it's had its bumps along the road, but now it is a solid game. And we've got an extra year's worth of content as well, which is great. So there you have it. Those are the things that we think make Battlefield 4 great. And I'm sure there are plenty of other things as well, so make sure you leave a comment about what you think makes a great game out of Battlefield 4. If you want to watch the second part of this, you can go and watch it on Dolce's channel right now, where we talk about some of the bad things in Battlefield 4. And it's quite an extensive list, but we keep it short and sweet as we can. So if you want to go and watch that, there's a link in the description right now to Dolce's video, and make sure you subscribe to his channel as well. He's a really cool guy. But thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, if you could leave me a rating, that'd be great. And as I've said already, comments are always appreciated. But until next time, my name is Westie, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.